Okay, we are rolling. Greetings. Hi, Scorpio. That's you guys over here. This is Tarot Lumination. It's your February 2019 Astrodoodle report, mini report. I'm just going to do some generic stuff, then I'll show you a few highlights, just to get you hopefully through the month safely. All right. Let me go over to here. Now, February, you can think of it as the Aquarius season, but halfway through, we already flip into the Pisces season. Aquarius is in some ways very challenging for you, Scorpio, and the Pisces is typically very comfortable. So we need to allow for shifts and changes months because it goes over the angles. I'll show you in a little bit. So at the beginning, think of it as the Aquarius season, okay? First week, all the planets are clustered in a tight area, just one half of the chart mostly, more like a third of the chart. So that's a lot of pressure concentrated on one side of the universe. It's very unbalanced, okay? It's very awkward energy. So on the February the 4th, we've got the new moon in Aquarius, new starts, new beginnings of that part of your life. I'll show you. It's the foundation of your world, okay? Moving on here. Okay, the sun moves into Pisces on the 18th. Okay, so that's sweet for you, like relief. Okay, now before that, on the 14th, 15th, the 16th, I'm noting some challenges here and a lot of volatility. Okay, so please allow for that. February the 19th, we have the full moon. It is a Pisces sun with a Virgo moon. It's around the 0-degree point, so it's really strong. But it's in very harmonious energy with you, so I'm not stressing too much. I just want to move on. Let's keep going. I make these charts just so that you know, for when we do personal readings and things, it's very useful to have in the background as a reference point, so it doesn't look like we're just making everything up, okay? Over here, these are my personal opinions. This is going to be a month of shifting and changing, serious changes, because we're still coming out of the January 5th heavy-duty new moon Capricorn eclipse. Then we had the full moon, okay, towards the 20th, I think it was. So that's January is a very intense month for a lot of people, but it's going to have like a ripple effect through February and beyond. I personally see a lot of unrelenting Capricorn energy all month, and this is opposing our Cancer North Node journey for the collective, for all of us to be more caring. So that's tough. Okay, it's just tough for everybody. Although the Capricorn energy is very comfortable typically with you, Scorpio, as well as the Cancer energy. So here's the tricky stuff. There is a Uranus cusp here. Okay, Uranus is in Aries, hovering around 29 degrees, and it's right on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. So it's very volatile. And then when you add Mars to the mix, oh gosh, it's a setup for accidents. There's a lot of volatility here. I'll show you in a moment. I see it as the Uranus cusp energy, radical, disruptive, unpredictable, especially notable on the Weather Channel, for example, with the land, weather, nature. It's very impulsive. It's a setup for accidents. You know, weather, highly unpredictable, weird, like out of the ordinary weather and land events, volcanoes, earthquakes, tornadoes, things like that. But also that, you know, translates into our physical lives as well as people. So with the Mars-Uranus thing very, very tight here, I'll show you in a moment. It's a recipe for volatility, okay? Serious wobbles, all right? Let's have a look over here. I pulled this for you, Scorpio. This is your Astrodoodle. I know, it's a masterpiece in its own way, but it's also very confusing. I'm trying to keep it very simple. These are my personal notes. It's not a real chart. These are my notes as reference points. So this is you, Scorpio, okay? Over here. I want to jump straight over to here. Around the 11th and 12th. This is the hot spot that I was talking about. Mars and Uranus sitting right here, right on the cusp of your 6th house to 7th house. Health, activities, the things that you do in your day-to-day life, your habits to get through your life properly, your work, your day-to-day activities, and how that is going to be impacting and changing when Uranus moves into Taurus over here. But the thing that I'm pointing out is the moon. when the moon is in Taurus over here, the 11th and 12th. So this part of your chart, which is your 7th house of primary relationships, is really going to be lit up, okay? Exciting, unpredictable, volatile, amazing, but also perhaps a little bit scary in some ways because of the newness of it all. And it's a big, long 7-year journey. You'll know more about this in March. Don't worry. Let's get back to some of the other pieces. Let me show you. Have a look at this. Think of this as a 3-legged table, round table, and you're looking at it from the top, okay? See this mark over here, this thing? I'm delineating where all the planets are piled up on right over here on this third here of the chart. So it's very uneven, unbalanced energy, and the only counterbalance is the little moon throughout a big chunk of the month, okay? So what happens is the moon, as it moves around, like tick, 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 tock, every 2.5 days, changing signs, it's going to trigger through oppositions and squares with all the planets piled up over here. So that's where you would feel the wobbly moments as you hit the squares and the oppositions and things like that. So the ones that I'm pointing out in particular is right for, let's start from the beginning. February the 4th, the Aquarius new moon over here. Sun and moon in Aquarius at the very foundations of your life, okay? So you're going to be feeling it at home, in your family. Who is your family now? What does that look like? What does your home look like now? What did it look like? What is it starting to look like going forward? Because there's probably going to be big shifts, big changes here, okay? Saying goodbye to an old way, saying hello to a new way, some way, shape, or form. Next, let's keep going over here on February the 18th. Think of that as a 2-week journey here on this Tarot Illumination doodle. 2 weeks from the new moon to the full moon. February 18th, the sun entered Pisces over here, your 5th house of creativity, love, romance, fun, excitement, creative self-expression, joy, and your right to be you. So that's at the 0-degree point. So it might not have a lot of definition, but it'll be very strong. And it's opposed over here by the Virgo full moon, okay? In a sweet spot. So let's just say you've done a few good things. You're going to enjoy the rewards. This energy is very harmonious for you, especially in love and relationships, or in relationships in general, because the the Pisces Virgo energy is very comfortable for you. There's a sextile and there's a trine, okay? So towards the end of the month, let's just say the beginning of the month, the first half is going to be potentially very wobbly for you, and the second half will smooth out a bit, okay? That's what I'd like to point out here. I hope that kind of makes sense. And if you need to get into it, you know where to come. TarotIllumination.com, and we connect and we'll figure it out, all right? Thank you so much, Scorpio. All the best. Say this little prayer. My dear and only feet, I pray, carry me safely through the day. Okay? Bye-bye.